Hi everyone, thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel, Septeria18. I have a really fun project I want to show you guys in this video. I made these really fun do-it-yourself paper ruffled embellishments. I have seen these on Instagram, and how they were made were they made the paper ruffles and then they run a straight stitch with their sewing machine to hold the paper down. I also have a sewing machine, but I'm a little bit lazy to get it out and get it all prepped up and sew the paper ruffle down. So instead I just use some glue. They turn out the same way, and I think they look just as lovely without the stitching shown. But of course, if you have a sewing machine, you can go right ahead and use a sewing machine. But this is just a great way, especially for those that don't have a sewing machine. You can also make these in a similar way as well. And I'm going to share with you and show you some of the ones that I made. So this one here is one of them. And you can also just use your paper scraps to make these really fun paper ruffled embellishments. Here's another one. I used some vellum that I had lying around to make this one. These are also great to add to projects, or you want to finish off a project and you just don't know how to finish it off. You can just adhere one of these to your projects, on your mini albums, your pockets. You could also package these and give this to your crafty friends, and then they can also use these in their projects. This is another one. So you can see how lovely they still look even without the stitching. I've got here some pom-pom trim as well. So I did have a lot of paper scraps lying around to make these. This is another one. This one here, I used one of my paper layered flowers. I also made some really tiny ones as well. These ones aren't finished, but this is a little tiny one that I made. So cute. These are great for little smaller projects that you could place onto. So like you can put them on like this here. I've got here like a pocket with a matching tag. You could also just grab one of your ruffled embellishments and you can just stick it on the front of the pocket, and that's already a complete project in itself, just like that, and then it's ready to use. So that's just another way. And it doesn't matter if they don't coordinate. I still think they look nice like this without having to coordinate your papers. As you can see, it just looks really lovely. And you could also, maybe you can use a little one, you can stick it there or place it in the middle. I also have these pocket pouches that I've made. I have mentioned in my other videos, I have these in my Etsy store. And this is like a little clear seal, not seal, sorry, a clear pocket pouch where you can add goodies in there, and it has this little closure. You could also just add that to the front like that, and that sort of just also finishes off your packaging. And I think it doesn't really matter what they look like. I still think they look really lovely on any project. And this is another one that I've made. And these ones, you get a pack of 2 in my store, and you also get one extra pocket sleeve on its own that you could adhere to your favorite papers as well. So again, you can just see how lovely it still looks on any project. So I'm just going to show you how I put these how I put the paper ruffle together without the sewing machine. So what you do is just grab any strip of paper that you have. It really doesn't matter what length, but if you want a long one, say like this one here, I did have strips that are 12 inches long from your 12 by 12 paper, and I've just cut them to about 1 inch wide. And I just get some scissors, and what I do is I just cut off the end, and just to create a banner shape on one end. So I'll do that first. And what you do next, you just want to bring your paper over, and I just sort of, you know, there is no right or wrong on how you do this. I just do that and just go again. And if you use double-sided paper tape, it's also good because I like to have a little peek of what's on the other side as well. So I don't fold them straight. I like to just have it sort of on an angle, going up or going down. And then you can just keep folding until you're happy with however wide you want your ruffle paper to be. So this one's a fairly long one. I'm just going to see how much. So I'm quite happy with that length. Like I've got another one here which is quite a long length as well. So I'm just going to keep this one at this length. And then what I do next, I'm just going to cut the end out here. And I just do the same and cut that out. Now just quickly, just pressing that down. You can use your bone folder if you like. And I just use my liquid glue. And what we're going to do first, we're going to glue underneath each fold just a little dot on them in the middle of each one. Just pressing that down. And then just keep going along and applying a small amount of glue under each fold. This last one. My glue probably won't set that quick, so I might just give it a few seconds to just get all those folds pressed down. And once that's down, you're going to turn that over, and we're just going to do the same thing and apply glue underneath the bottom of these folds as well. So again, just a little bit of glue just to the middle. You can use glue dots if you like, if you have that. Any adhesive that you like to use. We just want those folds to be adhered down. So I'm just going to press that down. So you'll have that all glued down, and that sort of completes the base of your paper ruffled paper. And then what I do next, I just grab another little piece of strip of paper, just a thin strip. Again, just use your scraps if you like, and we're going to place that in the middle, and that will be sort of like the same way if you had the sewing machine. What they do is they stitch. So instead of gluing it down, they just run a straight stitch across all the way until you get to the end here, and that will hold your ruffled paper down. So what we'll do here is we're going to use a little strip and place it in the middle, and that will sort of give that same idea as if it was stitched, but instead we are just using a piece of strip paper. So I'm just going to put some glue on that. This part you don't even have to do this. I just like to place this in the middle just to give it a little bit more colour to the embellishment, and also just decorates it a little bit more. So that's all I've done here. I mean, you could also angle the corners like you've done here on these ends, but that's how I do it. And then I just go ahead and have fun adding more and more embellishments, some word sentiments, trim, whatever you would like to do to finish off decorating your little ruffled paper. So that's just how I've done that. If you want to make a smaller one, this, for example, like this one here, I've got a smaller strip of paper, and then I've just sort of cut that down to about, I think it was about 3/4 of an inch, even half an inch too. Just depends how tiny you want your little paper ruffled embellishments. But this one here, I think it was 3/4 of an inch, and this is just under 6 inches wide. So again, if you have your 6x6 papers, you can cut them into small strips and then make some smaller embellishments. But I just thought I'd share with you these really fun do-it-yourself paper ruffled embellishments, and I do hope you give this a go. You don't need a sewing machine, and it still looks really pretty. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!